Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up, Be Real fam? We are live today. I know I didn't go live yesterday. I apologize. I did have some technical difficulties on some equipment, which I have to buy and replace now. It's unfortunate, but moving on. I do have later on in the show some big news to divulge to you guys and let you guys know about, but you'll have to stay tuned till the end of the show to find out what that is. I appreciate all you guys' all support out there. And today's video is going to be about how to use VidIQ to optimize your channel. So let's get to it. Baby, yeah, we're gonna be using VidIQ. Okay, let's get to it, folks. First thing is download the VidIQ app from the Play Store. When you do that, it's going to change a lot of things for you on your channel, and it's going to allow you, it's going to provide services basically to you that is going to allow you to optimize your channel towards your perfected and preferred viewers. So it's going to help you guys do that and maybe get a little bit more reach and kind of tweak things a little bit within your channel to just make things flow a little bit better, make the channel look good, and hopefully get some more viewers there. So let's start out with VidIQ page number 1, the opening home page. You're gonna have on the home screen these little selections, these other pages at the bottom, and those selections are as follows. Today, which will give you a breakdown of what information you have. It'll give you your reaches, your achievements will be on, a link will be on there, your little button for achievements, and you can check your progress. There are several other things underneath those. The second page is going to be create, and we're going to go through all of these pages one by one and describe what they are, what they have, and how to use it to optimize your channel and make you a better YouTuber overall. So let's get to it. All right. Today, then the second page is create. The third page would be optimize. And the fourth page would be keywords. And the fifth page and last and final page is ideas. Now, these are great things, categories to break up your process of how to produce content and submit it on your YouTube channel. That would be, to have all the video you're going to make today, right? The ones you're creating and the ideas behind that idea, or not the ideas, the concepts behind that idea. You would have optimize, which is the strategies that you're going to use to contact and connect with your optimal viewer. Which will essentially optimize that whole process for you so you can reach the perfect person and get your content where it needs to be in front of those eyeballs. Okay, so the next one is keywords. Keywords is another great place, another great page on there. Keywords help you, especially in your title. If you have good keywords in your title, you will have a better opportunity to attract an audience to your content and give that viewer something that is going to visually attract their eyeballs in that thumbnail and that title that's going to draw them straight to your content. Now, human beings are inherently visually driven and emotionally driven. So if you can draw an emotional response from somebody visually, you will have them every single time, I guarantee it. If you can draw an emotional response, let me say that again. If you can draw an emotional response from somebody, you will get a visual reaction and they will want to watch your content. Okay? So if you draw them in with a problem, and I know you guys have heard a lot of people talk about this, have a problem, a solution, and then give them another problem and another solution. Kind of in that format, but a little bit more subtle than that. So we'll break it down there here though, and we'll get back to that here in just a second. I do want to cover page 1, which is today. So that's called today's growth plan. Essentially, you can. Also, at the top of the page, I forgot to describe. At the top of the page is your views for your next goal towards your progress, right? So it gives you a progress bar that allows you to track your progress while you're using the app for your channel. Let's see. Also on that first page, you have optimize recent video at almost at the top. It's about 3/4 of the way down, and it's just under that little search bar, or not that little bar for your views and your next goal. So when you get to that page and you click on that for your today's growth plan. Really what you're going to want to do is check from the top to the bottom your last video. Make sure you optimize that. It'll give you a thing right underneath that, right underneath the growth plan to optimize that video. You optimize the last video that you put on there, do your keywords, make sure your thumbnail checks out. Now, VidIQ also has a rating system to rate your thumbnails, your title, and your hashtags to make sure that they are going to be put in front of your ideal audience and get optimal amount of views based off of the attractiveness of your thumbnail, your title, and your tags, and how they all tie in together to excite the viewer on the other end of the algorithm. Now, when you hear algorithm, I don't want you guys to think about computer flow of numbers and information going back and forth every time somebody clicks on your video. Think of it more in the concept of watching TV, right? Only you're watching your favorite show and you never miss an episode of it. You'll watch it all the time, never missed an episode, and it just draws you in every time you turn on the TV. You get lost into the episode, and then you find yourself somehow binging those episodes. Same concept here, right? So you want to provide a problem through engaging them with an emotional response, and that will visually stimulate them to want to find out more. It'll excite their senses, and they're going to get curious, and they're going to want to find out more. And that is the lead tail of what you guys need to be pushing to get people past that point of just clicking on your video, but actually watching some of the content throughout it, and getting that view time and those views on those individual videos that you're dropping for your content. So the second page, you got create. On the create page, there is subjects as topic of the day, blueprints, and topic of the day basically gives you a breakdown of what topics that day are currently trending. And your blueprints section gives you a breakdown of what projects you have started and the blueprints on those projects to optimize those for good viewers. So it's basically just recording a started project that you've done that is in the works of being optimized for your viewers. Below that, you also have saved ideas. These are also ideas and projects that you've started that you haven't necessarily finished, and it saves those projects for you for a later date to be completed, just in case maybe you had to go in a different direction or it wasn't quite the video you wanted, but was still good and could be used at a later date. You still have that material available to you to finish in the future. So it can still be valuable in the future. So don't just delete those projects unless you're absolutely sure about it, because most of the time it's going to be those projects you think suck that you're going to nail it. So keep that in mind. It may not work out the way you think will. So keep your material saved, even if it's started and not finished, because it can always be finished and it could always be a great piece. You never know. It could always be a great piece. Underneath that, you have emerging trends, and that gives you basically a list of videos and subject matter that is a trending subject within the YouTube search algorithm and its search engine. So that will give you trends that you can choose to make content on to keep your viewers interested and keep your channel relevant. Page 3 is optimize. Now, this is a really important page, I think. On the optimize page, you basically select a video that you want to optimize out of the list of content that you've created on your channel, and it imports all of this for you. It does give you 3 scores on this for free, and like I mentioned earlier, you can score your thumbnail, your title, and your hashtags, and also descriptions. So you can optimize every front end part of your video that viewer is going to visually come in contact with, and you can take that subject and kind of push it in front of them and say, hey, right here, I have something you need to watch. Click on this, and it will give you the best opportunity to get your video in front of that viewer to do that. But it gives you the best opportunity to reach your ideal audience. But it's not always reliable on the tags end, I will say that. The title, it usually nails that. It's pretty good with it. The thumbnail, it's usually pretty good with that as well. Honestly, though, on thumbnails, I'll be doing another video on how to create those. I would just go with a template, maybe from Canva or something like that would be necessary, because if you have a hard time coming up with ideas for thumbnails, Canva is a great idea and has some fantastic templates that would be great, especially if you're a beginner and just starting out and don't know how to make thumbnails, or if you're just not very good at it. Like myself, it took me a while to actually learn how to make thumbnails that were attractive enough that people actually wanted to start clicking. And I still have trouble with that. As you watch back in my channel, some of my videos recently haven't really fallen on the clickable range as of yet. So it's something I still have to work on. But VidIQ helps a lot in that direction to kind of lead you on the right path. But it's not always reliable in the research tags. So always research your own tags and make sure that you're doing the research on your end and make sure that those tags, and cross-check it on the trending. Cross-check those on the trending to make sure that the subject matter you're using is going to be something that is relevant to the current trends flowing in the algorithm on YouTube currently. Don't be afraid to actually get out there, get on Google, get on YouTube, and start checking out people's videos and writing down popular trending subjects, titles, thumbnail designs. You'll notice that a lot of them actually kind of copy each other a little bit and do very, very, very similar thumbnail designs and have very similar titles and descriptions and tags. Well, that's because they're modeling theirs after a video that has already trended, and they're taking the opportunity to really optimize their channel around that method and strategy to get the same results. And you should be doing the same thing. I'm not saying completely copy somebody's idea, but make it your own. Certainly do that. And as you're making it your own, you'll find that a lot of viewers out there will be more interested in clicking on your content. They also like original content. So that's another big thing out there. If you're not posting consistently, at least 2-3 times a week, I would say. A lot of people are recommending every day. I really don't recommend doing that. I probably do. Honestly, I will. I'll recommend that for probably the first 30 days. to kind of get yourself out there and rolling. After that, start posting 2 to 3 times a week on subject matter content that is trending and relatable to the last video you did. That will give the viewer a bit more info that is relatable from the last content they watched on your channel, and it ultimately kind of gives them like that series type binge watch mentality on your content, right? Because now they want to see the next one that's going to pop up that is going to be relevant in some form to the last video, but expand into a whole nother realm of the same subject. And that is how you can continually create series of videos, believe it or not, which YouTube is really trending right now in its algorithm. I mean, when you think algorithm, think people, think you, think the viewer, because that person is the one that is clicking your content and they want to watch it. Think about what you do, what makes you want to click on somebody's content. What makes you click on that thumbnail? What is it that you read about that title that makes you say, oh, that's interesting. Let's find out what that's about. And then you click it. And then you find yourself 45 minutes later binging their top trending videos on their channel. And most of the time you'll probably get through 2 or 3 of them easy. And if the content is trending enough and engaging enough and interesting enough and has that emotional impact to draw them in visually to cause that visual effect, you're going to have them hooked from start all the way to the end. There are channels out there like the Y-Files. Myself, I absolutely love the Y-Files. Thank you, AJ. Thank you, Hecklefish. Shout out to you guys. I love this show. I absolutely love the Y-Files. They have like 4.5 million subscribers. Their last video, I think within like 14 hours, 12 hours, got 445,000 views. In half a day? That's insane. That is absolutely insane. But AJ and the help of his animated friend Hecklefish are master storytellers. And that is another very important part about creating content that is visually stimulating and emotionally engaging. You want to, and I said that backwards, I apologize. You want to visually stimulate them to elicit emotional response. Sorry about that. I had that backwards. So from the beginning, reverse it. But you want to elicit that emotional response from them. And watching his show, they are masters of their craft. They know exactly what it is you want to see, what you want to hear. They know exactly what is going to engage you in their videos. And their videos aren't shorts. They're not short videos. They're not 10, 15, 5 minutes, 8 minutes long, 3 minutes long. They're nothing. They're 30 minutes. And then they have compilations that are a couple hours long that you can just binge, which is a genius idea. And I have that coming up as well myself. I will be binging, making compilations for your binging pleasure here on the channel. So no worries, we will have more of that content. They will be essentially spliced together short compilations that are highlighted and be putting those out for you guys, hopefully here weekly. AJ and Hecklefish on the Y-Files channel. Like I said, they're master storytellers of their craft, and they got it down to a science. Watch their channel. I guarantee you'll be hooked. Even if you're not into the content they create, they do it in such an intriguing way that just draws you in to the story and makes you kind of feel like you're sitting there with them, just listening to AJ and Hecklefish tell this damn story. And they make you feel like you're part of this one-on-one audience with them, and they're doing the show just for you to give you this information. And it feels very personable, when you watch their content. And if you've ever seen their content, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because they draw you in a way that engulfs you in their storytelling, that absolutely refuses to let you go once it has its grasp on you, because you're so intrigued in the storytelling method, not even just the story, just the way they tell it, that you can't help but watch more. And that is really what you guys need to understand, is that if you become a good storyteller, you're going to be a good YouTuber, period. That is just, people love stories. We have told stories for thousands of years, and it has become such an ingrained part of our history and our culture as humanity that it is an irrevocable part of our learning and our engagement process. So, involving that into the psychology of what engages us to be interested and intrigued is definitely something you guys should be researching and looking up, and watch other videos on YouTube. There are plenty of YouTubers out there demonstrating these methods and giving you these methods and these videos on this information on how to psychologically engage that person through visual stimulation, eliciting an emotional response, which will essentially make you a great storyteller and make your channel successful. Now, that being said, some of us are not great storytellers, and or are great storytellers but have other social defects that may prevent us from engaging ourselves emotionally and visually enough to stimulate those viewers. I have that problem myself. I'm specifically speaking about me, because I can be a good talker when I'm calm. I mean, it flows out just like that. That ums and ims and heys and who's go right out the damn window. And I know exactly what I want to say, and it flows out quite naturally. And I'm confident when I speak, but for the most part, to people, I can do that. With the camera, it makes me nervous as hell. I'm not gonna lie. I get nervous, man. My mouth gets dry constantly. That's why I always have a drink. And you hear me jumble up my words like I got gum in my damn mouth, and I have to apologize and then take a damn sip because I get nervous and my mouth gets dry, and I have a hard time publicly speaking to more than maybe a couple people because I get nervous. I have anxiety socially about being in large crowds. I don't go to concerts or anything like that. Those things can also prohibit you. So you also have to work internally and emotionally on yourself to make yourself more comfortable in front of the computer, or your camera or your cell phone or whatever it is you're recording on, to reach your viewers so you can become a better storyteller, to engage them and bring them into your world and control every aspect of their intrigue and their interest in your story. But those habits, those negative habits, those negative connotations in your character, the stalling in thought and thinking and not really knowing what to say, are only going to hold you back in regards of making progress in your channel as well, because it's not going to be just enough to make good subjects and have good thumbnails and titles and tags and descriptions. They want to see you. Ultimately, it is about you. You are the one the viewer is tuning in for. You are the one hosting the game, hosting the show, and giving them the information. You are the one presenting them with their problem and your solution. Get it? So don't be afraid and don't be nervous to get out there and expose yourself to the camera. I get nervous all the time. It's something I really, really still have to work on because I struggle with it quite often. Every time I get on, as a matter of fact, and hit that damn button, I get nervous and it freaks me out. It really freaks me out. I'm not somebody that likes big crowds or associating in big groups. That's not something I really do. I'm a bit of a loner, a huge introvert. I do like to talk to people, but in smaller factions as opposed to larger groupings of people. I'm not really that big on that. I have attended concerts in the past. Do I deal with it? And have I done that before? Yeah, absolutely. I've gone to concerts. My last one, I think, was Green Day, like 2009, in Rochester, New York. And how I attended those sort of events, I have to mentally prepare myself to be elbow to elbow with thousands of damn people in a mosh pit 5 feet away, um, you know, with tons of people blaring and screaming in my ear inches away from me, bumping into me and moving around, constant activity. That stuff stresses me out extremely, um, to the point where I can't function socially. So the whole time, I just kind of shut down socially everything else and enjoy the concert. And I don't talk to anybody. I don't associate with anybody. I don't join into the festivities, so to speak. I just enjoy the content being presented to me, and I go about my business. So, but being more comfortable in front of the camera can really help you out a lot, especially if you get really excited. They love seeing the excitement. So show them the money. Show them the money. They want to see it. Show them the excitement. Let them know you're there. Don't just, blah, 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 blah. Give them a little bit of oomph in it and let them know that your content is worth watching. Let them know that your content is exactly what they should be watching. Sorry. But it's just bad. But that's what I'm saying. Get engaged in engaging your viewers, because that is what's going to make you successful on YouTube. That is what's going to make you successful on other social platforms. Getting out there, get outside that bubble that is holding you back and crutching you down into this little space that you just feel you can't get out of. And I'm speaking from experience again, because that's kind of how I feel most times while I'm on camera. Like I'm in this damn bubble and I'm just kind of staring at the bubble like, how do I get out? How do I get to the other side? I can see everything through the bubble, but I just can't touch it. I can't reach it. I can't get to the other side of it. And those are your viewers on the other side of the bubble. Don't be afraid to reach out and touch your viewers. Don't be afraid to reach, and I'm not saying anything sick here. Sorry, I don't want to say it like that. But don't be afraid to reach out and engage your viewers in your content and be more outgoing in your personality and kind of let things flow a little bit more. Don't be afraid to engage them visually with your content. Jump around like a goddamn monkey, do, so a little bit of dancing. I don't care if you got to do the Donald Trump shuffle. You know what I'm saying? Make it happen. Y'all got it in you. Y'all can do it. And I believe you guys have a huge opportunity here to take advantage of the time to get in right now in YouTube, on YouTube, is the easiest, and you should be taking advantage of that right now, because people like you want to watch your content. So get out there and start creating, start showing yourself off to the world and letting them know about your ideas, letting them know the things that you know, and sharing that information with them and being engaging and exciting about it. And you will get plenty of views and followers. And I guarantee you'll be making some money on YouTube off of those views and those followers, or those subscribers, rather, sorry, and you will engage them and you will change your life and your whole thought process around using YouTube as a lifestyle or an income or a job for that matter. But, anyways, I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. I love each and every one of you. Y'all mean the world to me. Keep watching the videos. There are more videos down there on my channel on that big ass link, or the big ass list. Check out that list. I got great content on there. Some of them do suck. I'm not going to lie to you. I'll be honest. But some of them are actually pretty damn good, and I worked very hard on them. So please feel free to check out any content that you guys would like, and leave your comments and your thoughts in the comment section. I would be more than happy to respond to you guys and know what you guys actually think about the content here on the channel. And like I said, don't be afraid to reach out and let me know what you think about the content on the channel. If it sucks, it sucks. If you need to roast me, by all means, fucking roast me. Do it. Get it done. Let me know if you guys like the material a lot. If you don't, hey, I'll try to make better material for you guys. I'm always trying to perfect things here on the channel and tweak things and make things better and more attractive for you guys. So don't worry about that. I'm always working on it. But if you have any suggestions that you are worried about, or any subjects you want me to cover here on the channel, please let me know also down in the comments, and I will try to get to those as soon as I possibly can. I do respond to all of my comments in a timely manner. I usually get to them within about a half a day to a couple hours usually, most of them within an hour or two, but sometimes I'm a little busy throughout the day and it does take me a little bit more time, and I get to it within a few hours. But I will get to your content. I get to every single one of them. I promise you that. I love you guys and I appreciate your support. And on that note, I want you guys to remember to be safe, be kind, and always be real. Peace.